Detective Marco Demo was a man on a mission. For nearly 20 years, nobody thought the case of Lake Pontchartrain Jane Doe could be solved. Now, Marco was meeting a woman named Brenda Hoover, one of our tipsters, who was certain she knew who the victim was. But would her information be right?
Through the years of doing these investigations, you've come to realize that you can't believe everything you hear. You have to accept it for what it is, and you have to investigate it, and if it's going to be the girl, then prove it.
Meet you, come in. And they described a girl.
Marco carefully listened as Brenda explained how she knew Jennifer Goss, the woman she believed to be Marco's Jane Doe.
I was watching America's Most Wanted with my husband, and as they began to describe this Jane Doe,
This is the final result.
my husband and I looked at one another, and I'm thinking that it's this girl who worked at the Waffle House years ago that we knew. Her name was Jennifer Goss.
Where is she from?
Marco was stunned. The similarities between the Lake Pontchartrain Jane Doe and Brenda's friend Jennifer were seemingly dead on.
She had what she called a beautiful smile, the white, perfect teeth. Our girl had a perfect set of teeth. She went on to say that this girl looked very, very similar to the bust reconstruction that Mary Manheim did. This girl had a hip injury because of a motorcycle accident. Everything fit, including the age.
Brenda explained that Jennifer left Slidell, Louisiana around 1985 and moved to Florida.
And when she left, y'all stayed in touch?
Yes, she wrote letters back and forth to me, and she would call me. She had a baby. She was pregnant when she left here.
Brenda didn't save any of the old letters, but she did save something that Jennifer had mailed in 1985. Pictures of a baby girl.
Okay, and this photograph you talked about, in the baby's name?
Jessica Elaine. She said the last time I spoke with her on the phone, she said she was coming to visit in about 2 weeks, and I never heard from her again.
And more intriguing, that visit was supposed to take place around the same time that cops found Lake Pontchartrain Jane Doe.
That's my worst fear, is that she came here to see me and then something happened to her.
Get it back to you.
Okay.
Marco quickly got in touch with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and they got 2 hits. One, a birth certificate for Jessica Elaine, Jennifer's daughter. And 2, a current driver's license for the girl's mother, Jennifer Goss.
Someone might think, just because this girl, Jennifer Goss, has a current driver's license, that why do we have to pursue this any further? Well, strangest things have happened. Could someone have killed the girl and assumed her identity? I don't know that, but those are things that we have to look into and prove.
And just last week, Marco received a packet from the cops in Florida. Inside, the copy of Jennifer's current driver's license.
This is the first viable bit of information that we've had, so the anticipation was overwhelming.
As Marco eyeballed the photo, he wasn't sure what to think. Brenda had told him that Jennifer looked just like Lake Pontchartrain Jane Doe's sketch. But this picture didn't match the bust. And the only way to prove if Jennifer was still alive, or if this was an imposter who had stolen Jennifer's identity, show the license to Brenda. We rode along with Marco for the meeting at Brenda's house.
I think her anticipation is probably more overwhelming than mine was, because she cared for this person. Miss Hoover, how you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Yeah.
Before I show you the picture, though, what I would like you to do for me is just, you know, we're talking about 20 years. So just take your time and don't make any rush to judgment.
That's Jennifer.
That's her.
That's her.
That's her.
That's a current driver's license.
So therefore,
She's alive.
she's alive. I'm just flabbergasted, I guess. You know, that this is...
Well, I guess somewhat elated in the fact that she is alive and it wasn't her,
I am.
you know.
I still would like to know who that was.
Right, I know there's still
Yeah.
young woman out there that's still unidentified.
Right. But that's Jennifer. I mean,
That's
she's
her.
changed her hair color, she's aged, but that's her.
We spoke to Jennifer, and she asked us not to show her face.
I'm tickled. I appreciate your work.
Yeah. Thank you so much. No problem. That's what I'm here for. Okay. It doesn't stop here. We still have work to do. And there's other things that we can do to try and find out who this girl is.
I'm glad I called in, because if not, it would have haunted me the rest of my life. Was that her? I would recommend anybody that if they have a clue that they think could help, you know, definitely call.
Marco needs more of your calls tonight so that he can finally solve the murder mystery of Lake Pontchartrain Jane Doe.
We want to bring this girl who's been in the ground here in St. Tammany, Louisiana for the past 17 years. We want to bring her home.
Someone out there has to recognize this sketch or know something about this case. Remember Lisa Sexton, the woman who Detective Dema tried to match as our Lake Pontchartrain Jane Doe? Well, she's still missing, so we need to find her. Lisa left her home in Elyria, Ohio in 1981 and hasn't been seen since. There have been reported sightings of her over the years in Florida. This is an age-enhanced photo of how Lisa may look today. If you've seen Lisa Sexton or know the identity of our Jane Doe, please call us right now at 1-800-CRIME-TV. And if you want to take a long look at the photos of these women and go over all of the evidence in these two cases, please visit our website at amw.com.
Up next, 2 murders